Right, the other day I showed you a simple bit of analysis from the Football Index market where you can nick yourself 5% a day. I'm going to show you another one. Again, it's not as reliable, but if you can get on quick enough, you could probably get yourself 5, even 10% off the back of this. Now, every match day, Football Index Tom, you can find him on Twitter if you're not following him. He puts out a tip who he thinks is going to win Performance Buzz. Now, when he gives that tip, usually the player will rise, and that is the simple and easy strategy that it is. If you can get on early at the bottom, you can benefit from the rise. Now, I recorded the last 4 days in my journal for the benefit of the video. I do put a bit more information in my actual data that I have, but I will go through what else I put. But I'm just going to go through the players and how much they rose and what I actually put to give you an idea. We'll go down for the 1st of March. We have Suarez. His initial price was £2.40 when the tip was given. And Tom even gives some rationale here, and it's good to put the rationale in your journal as well, so you can see what other kind of rationale people are using and if it's working. So Tom used the rationale that he has 4 goals in his last 2 La Liga matches and he's in form. Suarez rose in the end to £2.61. That was his peak price. And actually, this was a good example because a lot of people flipped out of that price and it dropped probably around 10p before the match started. So people were using this strategy. And the 21p price rise, if you can get in and out, great. Griezmann the day before, 34p he rose before the match. He went even higher. I think he went another 30p because he ended up winning Performance Buzz. But pre-match, which is what the prediction will affect, because once the player's playing, if he's playing well, he's going to continue to rise, and that's not really got much to do with Tom's tip. Equally, he'll go down if he's not playing well. But pre-match, Griezmann rose 34p, so he's £4.63 at the time of the tip, and his peak price ended up being £4.97 pre-match. Okay, Vasquez as well, £1.13. He started at £1.3 when the tip was given, and he rose 10p. Not the greatest margin, but again, there is a flip potential there if you can sell back to market. So these are some examples where if you record the price that you get him at, the rationale, and the peak price and the price rise, you can get enough data to give you a good idea of what you can expect if you get on at the right time. Now, obviously, every time you journal, you'll have the date and time. Usually, I would recommend, once you get a rough guide of what sort of time you're journaling, you know a rough sort of time that it comes on. Get on the trade first, as quick as possible, and then journal after, and try and just edit the time to when you feel you got on the trade rather than what you wrote in your journal. I don't always do that, because usually I'll write in my journal within 10-15 minutes, and I don't usually correctly edit the time. But on this strategy, I would recommend editing the time to the exact time you feel you got on. So as soon as you see the tweet, you'll have a bit of data on what sort of time he comes on. Then get on as quickly as possible, then write in your journal, edit the time, what time you got on. You also want to put in your journal, which I do as well, how much they fall by and what sort of times they start falling. I mean, like I say, with Suarez, within 2-3 hours, he was back down 10p. With Griezmann, he kept rising and he rose all the way up to pre-match. So it's different with other players, but when you get enough data, you'll be able to see the average price rise, the average fall, the average time that Tom will give his tip, and the average return on investment you can expect. And this is a real, again, this information is free to anyone, because as long as you've got a Twitter account, you follow Football Index Tom, you'll get this information and you can act on it. Okay, so you know it's not as it's not as reliable as the last strategy I give you, but the returns will outweigh the rewards. And as long as you get enough data to, you know, give you a good idea of when to exit, you won't lose much money doing this at all. Okay.